Welcome to Tampa Talk Sports Talk, everybody. I'm your host, James Keogh, and it is Friday, and we are 21 days till Christmas. You got to fucking love it. We are very festive in the Tampa Bay Talks office, as you can see. If you see trash in the background, because we are decorating, and as the weeks go on, we will have more decorations around. But that is not why you're here. You're here because we're the best sports show on fucking earth. All right. Week 13 is popping off. Playoff pushes are starting. ESPN playoffs are in the horizon. We are getting there. So we will start the show off like we always do with fantasy fucking sleepers. All right, boys. You know I come in clutch with these sleepers every fucking week. There's no doubt. Now I'm going to give y'all some fucking points. First, starting off, with Trey Burton. Trey Burton, tight end for the Indianapolis Colts, former Philadelphia Eagles, and former Chicago Bear. We have a big one right now. This guy is probably the best ESPN sleeper that we have had brought to the show. He has been off. He's been consistently going and building his chemistry up with Phillip Rivers. He is rostered in a whopping 10.2% of ESPN fantasy leagues, so he will be there if you're missing a tight end because of bye weeks. Houston, they're facing, has given 13 points to tight ends per game, which is nuts. If you ask me, that's just unheard of. Texas defense absolutely stinks. All they have is J.J. Watt. You know, they did good against Thanksgiving, but that was against Detroit Lions. Who fucking cares? Trey Burton got a touchdown and a handful of yards last game with the Colts. Phillip Rivers and his chemistry is building up. His targets in the end zone are building up. He was targeting the end zone last game 6 times and he caught 1 touchdown. That's pretty good for me. Like I said, he's a player that Phillip Rivers dumps it out to when the play's not there and he's wide open. He's just a cheeky guy. If you want some cheeky points, you pick his ass up. He will be good for your team. Our second guy, we have Sammy Watkins. Now, Sammy Watkins, yes, he has been inconsistent. He got injured in the beginning of the season with a concussion. He hasn't been the same since. But he is rostered in 36.2% of leagues. And with them playing Denver this weekend, the Denver Broncos defense will be targeting the main 2 weapons on this Kansas City team, which is Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. Now, especially since especially since Tyreek Hill got like 6 million points in fantasy last week, the defense are going to be harping on them too, which will leave Sammy Watkins and Robinson open. But I think Sammy Watkins will be back this game because his targets have been rising as the weeks go on, just like my boy Trey Burton. And also, Patrick Mahomes and Sammy Watkins' chemistry has been up since last year. They've been on the team. And with Robinson, he has been dropping some balls. So I don't know if Patrick Mahomes wants to throw that way. But he's in Washington, like I said, at 36.2% of fantasy leagues. Now they play the Denver Broncos, who absolutely reek. They stink. They suck. So you're going to see him coming down on the 3rd and longs, 3rd and shorts. He's going to be targeted. He's targeted the most on the team with 3rd downs and 10 or more yards to go. So, like I said, Sammy Watkins will be a good pickup for your team if you want some cheeky points. This guy, Gabriel Davis, next guy. Love him way more than Sammy Watkins, but Sammy Watkins is still good. Gabriel Davis, rostered in a whopping 2.9% of fantasy leagues. He will fucking be there. Wide receivers being out this week, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. You want him to pick him up to put him in the flex spot. He will be consistent. He is shown up out of nowhere in the Buffalo Bills. Last week went absolutely nuts. Ape shit against the Chargers. He will be, bless me, he will be targeted a lot. He's been targeted the most, like I said, like with Trey Burton and Mr. Sammy Watkins. His targets have been going up as the weeks go on. He caught a touchdown last week and a handful of yards. He was the most targeted last week against the Chargers, especially with the 49ers defense, who they play. You know, they've been kind of consistently getting better. Richard Sherman's back. Speaking about Richard Sherman, he will be targeting, he will be covering Stephon Diggs since John Brown's on IR. That will leave Mr. Gabriel Davis open a lot more plays and will be covered by a lot of more sorry cornerbacks on the fucking 49ers. Now, like I said, I like him more because him last week he was averaging 13.9 yards a catch, which is absolutely nuts. He was also targeted more. He was targeted 7 times on deep routes. Josh Allen loves him. The missile threader loves him. Josh Allen will get the ball there, especially against this 49ers team on Monday night. Like I said, I think Gabriel Davis will have a better game than Stephon Diggs. He is my number 1 sleeper. Then comes Trey Burton and Sammy Watkins. The reason we don't have 4 today is because my 4th one was going to be the Raiders defense. But you know what? I feel like the Raiders are going to lose this game somehow, maybe by a field goal or maybe by 1 point. Because, I don't know, the Jets need to win somehow. They're not going to go undefeated. But, like I said, Gabriel Davis is going to be a good pickup for y'all. Now, going on to Wednesday night's game. Wednesday night, man. Wednesday afternoon. It wasn't really a night game. Let's talk about it. Steelers won like they should have won. It should have been a blowout, but unfortunately, it was a slow start for the Steelers. You know, it was a very defensive game at first. They let them score. You know, it was it didn't look like an 11-0 Steelers team. All right, this team did not look like an 11-0 team, and you heard about it. The media was cracking down on them, saying, oh, they have an easy schedule, that's why they're winning. Oh, the refs are helping them. You know, it's hard to go on 11-0, especially in the NFL, speaking because it's all professionals, you know? It's not easy to do. The last team that has been 11-0 was actually the last team to go, like, the longest undefeated, besides, you know, the Dolphins back in the day, was the Carolina Panthers when they went 15-0 and they lost 16. No, yeah, they went 16-0 and lost 15-0. They lost their last game to the Atlanta Falcons, week 17. But like I said, this Steelers team picked it up as the game went on and kind of just steamrolled. Now RG3 had an absolutely shitty game, went 7-12 for 30 fucking yards before he got injured. Now he had the audacity to say if he didn't get injured, he would have won the game. And he had the audacity last week saying that he was tired of being a backup quarterback. Well, bitch, you will always be a backup quarterback if you're keeping up these numbers. He is washed. Yes, he's a Heisman winner at Baylor. And yes, he was good at the Redskins. But he's washed now. He's not like he used to be. He's not a Lamar Jackson. He's not a good quarterback. Chase McSorley stepped up and got the a touchdown pass to Penn State. Chase McSorley, by the way. Penn State quarterback Chase McSorley. I just had to put that out there. Got the touchdown pass to Marquise Brown to make the game, to make the Ravens cover and Steelers not win by 10 points. I think Chase McSorley should be bumped up to number 2, but you know, over there in Jim Harbaugh land, you don't know what the fuck he's thinking. He maneuvers the NFL like it's nuts. Like I said, RG3 just didn't have a good game. The Ravens, obviously, you know, the Ravens offense wasn't like it was because all the outs for COVID and all the injuries. Steelers should have won this game by 40, but you know what? It's a divisional game. Divisional games are always closer than it seems. I just don't like the slander on the Steelers' name because the Steelers, to me, look like a team that could beat the Chiefs. Now, a lot of people say no, but I think the Steelers team, if they play, you know, like they always have, play at heart, you know, they will be a good team. Now, Mike Tomlin was not happy with the performance. I mean, who would be? Like I said, half the team was injured, and it still was a close game. But other than that, Steelers win. I actually low-key enjoyed the Wednesday Night Football game, which is kind of weird, like Wednesday afternoon. It was weird because, you know, it was the first time, I think, in NFL history, we were watching history, that a game was on a Wednesday night, a Wednesday afternoon. Keep on saying night for some reason. Longest week in the NFL, in NFL history. Do I think they're going to continue having these, like, 7 days a week NFL games? Absolutely not. Keep it to Sundays and Mondays and Thursdays and keep it moving. How you doing? Keep it moving. That's what it is. Steelers won like they should have won. They are now 11-0. Congratulations to the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, picks of the week. You already know how it goes. This week, I wasn't really too excited with these games that I've seen pop up. You know, they're not really, on paper, they don't really look competitive, but I guarantee you we're going to have some, on Tuesday, we're going to have some games of the week. Speaking about the first game, we have Tennessee Titans versus the Browns. Now, this game will be based off the running game. Derrick Henry, they're going to try to run the ball with Derrick Henry, and the Browns are going to try to run the ball with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Now, I'm telling you right now, whoever has over 100 rushing yards in total will win this game. The defenses need to show up, and it will be relied on the quarterback to either pass it And I think the Browns have more weapons than the Tennessee Titans because with the receiver Brown, I'm sorry, I forget his name. Corey Davis is going to try to step up. They're down. All they really have is Derrick Henry and Brown. I don't really see anybody else special on this team. With the Browns, you have Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, you have Jarvis Landry, you have not Higgins, you have I think it's Riggins or something like that, Riggs or something like that. Good wide receiver core, good backfield, and mediocre quarterback Baker Mayfield, commercial quarterback Baker Mayfield. Like I said, the Browns, if the Browns win, this is the first time they will sweep the NFC South since the fucking NFC South was created in 2002. If the Browns win, they will most likely, this is a wild card game because you think about it. You have Kansas City, then you have the Steelers, but in the AFC North, you have the Browns, you have the Ravens, and the Steelers. The Steelers are going to win the division, okay? Just being honest. They're going to win the division. And now it's up to the Browns and Ravens to get the wild card, especially since, Tennessee Titans are winning the division in the AFC South. So the Colts are in there too. So this is going to be a wild card game because, if Tennessee wins, it's going to furthermore of them clinching the division. If the Browns win, it's going to further them more in the wild card race, in the running that they're going to have, because it's either going to be between the Ravens are going to be in it, the Browns, the Titans, or the Colts, just depending on how the Titans do and the Colts do in this next couple games. So those four teams are going to be in the wild card running, so this game is very important. Like I said before, with Nick Chubb and giving they're 8-0 when Nick Chubb and the Browns offense have over 100 rushing yards in a game. That's why I get the Browns, because not only do they have Nick Chubb, they have Kareem Hunt. Derrick Henry, yes, he's an absolute specimen, absolute beast, but it does not matter when you have two running backs are better than one running back, especially since Myles Garrett's back, so he's going to come back, and they're going to be definitely pressuring Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry. I got the Browns to win this by like a field goal or maybe even a touchdown if they get lucky. I think the defense will show up and stop Derrick Henry and throw the rails off for the Tennessee Titans. So the Browns get the dub here. Our next game, we have Arizona Cardinals versus the Los Angeles Rams. Now, how do I think this game's going to go? I think the Cardinals are going to win, all right? But it just depends on how it's Kyler Murray in his shoulder. Kyler Murray didn't look good like he did last week against the Patriots. He did not look like he's looked weeks before. After that hit against Seattle, he has not been the same quarterback. Does that concern me? Yes. But do I think he'll shape up? I think it was just a rough couple games. We all have those. Ben has them. Lamar has them. Ryan Tannehill. Yeah, everyone has those fucking rough games. So I think he's going to come back stronger than ever. Aaron Donald is going to be is going to bring more pressure to Jared Goff than the 49ers front line did last week. And, honestly, if the Rams have the same amount of turnovers they did last game, the Cardinals are going to fucking take over that shit. It's not even going to be close. So I think Cardinals are going to show up and play. Even though they had a shitty game last week, it just like I said, it all depends on how Kyler Murray feels with his shoulder. Now, he is not injured, but you can still be sore, my guy. You can still be sore. You can still not perform like you usually do. So I got the Cardinals here taking it by a field goal or a touchdown. Even, I think, depending on, how the first quarter goes, it all depends on how the first couple drives with Kyler Murray. If Kyler Murray doesn't look like the MVP Kyler Murray that I think he will be in the next couple years, because the shoulder, it's gonna be Rams territory. But like I said, I got Cardinals here in the division game. But like I said, maybe a field goal touchdown to 10 points. It's gonna be in that range here. Next game, our Monday Night Football game. Like I said, there wasn't really any really good games, so I had to pick this one because got to pick the Monday Night Football. We got the San Francisco 49ers against the Buffalo Bills. Now, what do I think? I think since the 49ers are going to be playing at Arizona Cardinals Stadium because of the whole, non-contact bullshit they got going on in California, targeting basically the San Francisco 49ers and the South California University football team. But that's neither here or there. 49ers defense, if they show up like they did last week, Richard Sherman, like I talked about before, covering Stephon Diggs, got to shut him out like he did against the Rams, shut Cooper Kupp out and Brandon Cooks out. I think the Bills are going to obviously get this dub. It's not even going to be close. I think this game is going to be by like a 2-score game easily. Jared Goff. Josh Allen's going to be threading the fucking needle. Gabriel Davis is going to be stepping up. And it's not, now with this 49ers defense, yes, they've been injured before. And I'm not down the 49ers because they're a decent team, you know. They're still, but Mullins, if he has like I said, like same thing with Jared Goff. If the turnovers are like they were last game, it's not going to go good for the 49ers. It is not going to go good. Mullins needs to rely on Deebo Samuel, rely on the running game. He needs to stay true to himself and not try to be a playmaker like fucking Pat Mahomes, because Nick Mullins, you're not a fucking playmaker. You are an average quarterback filling in for Jimmy Garoppolo, who will get traded this year. Mark my words. But like I said, Bills need to rely on Zach Moss and Devin Singletary just to, you know, they're going to spread out the offense. They got to. They have to spread out the offense this game. They can't rely on one or the other. It's going to have to be an even, consistent game through it all. 49ers defense needs to step it up just like they've been consistently. I think, though, the Bills are just going to take advantage of this a little bit more. All right, boys, as you can see, you know, this is not really scripted. Like, it's not usually how the show runs. But, you know, I'm tired of being scripted. You know, as you can see, I'm kind of relaxed today. Don't even got the suit on. You know, got to get it washed. But I have, like, the jacket on, the shirt. I got sweatpants on. I just wanted to talk about, you know, the NFL. You guys can, you know, comment along, you know, on the video, talk about it too. Or you can tweet me at Tampa Bay Sports Talk on Twitter, or TPAT_sports talk, just depending on how you write me. Like I said, we're just going to talk about some headlines that I found interesting during the week, NFL week, and just have heard people talk about that I just don't maybe agree with, or I think it's interesting. So first one, people who are voting Jalen Hurts to start over Carson Wentz. First of all, as an Eagles fan, you are fucking stupid if you think we're going to start Jalen Hurts over Carson Wentz anytime soon. That guy's not going to love Jalen Hurts, by the way. Love him. Not going to get any starting time till probably 2021 season. We're going to ride with Wentz. You got to understand now, yes, Wentz has been doing bad, but you have to look at the factors around him. We've had 11 different offensive line combinations since the beginning of the season. He has been sacked the most out of any quarterback in the NFL. Yes, he overthrows, can't hit the side of the barn, does that. But do you know why? Imagine having a fucking 300-pound man chasing after you every goddamn play. You're going to try to dump the ball out as quick as possible, which may lead to him rushing it and just overthrowing people. And that will happen. Yeah, I'm the first guy to fuck over Carson Wentz, to say fuck Carson Wentz and all that. But I'm also the first guy to realize after the game that it's not all his fault. This is mainly a Howie and a Doug Peterson type of deal. Now, unfortunately, you can't predict injuries, but you can draft things, and the drafts haven't been that good this year. We could have had DK Metcalf, we could have had an offensive lineman, we could have anyone, but we chose fucking Jalen Reagor, by the way, rookie. You know, all rookie wide receivers seems like for the Philadelphia Eagles don't pop off till their sophomore year. I don't know why, but you know what? That's just how it goes. But Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback. He hasn't had enough reps. Now you could make the argument in the fact that Tua Tagovailoa, Justin Herbert, you know, all of them are starting. Joey Burrow started. Oh, why can't Jalen Hurts? He's the same. Yes, but it's different because their team needed them to start. He's been taking reps. Jalen Hurts I think they need to fit him in. You know, mix him in a couple plays to throw off the defense a little bit. Mix him in, you know, flavor him. Get him flavored in the NFL. There's no need to rush him. There's no need to boot out Carson Wentz. There's no need to do any of that, all right? Unless Carson Wentz gets injured, but that's a different story. But Wentz, there's no need to rush him. He needs to just go under Wentz. He just needs to be himself. Jalen Hurts has all the time in the world. We have a lot of time. Whether the Eagles like it or not, yes, they fucking suck cock. But guess what? They're only a game behind. Half a game behind in the NFC East. I'm not stressing. Not saying I want them to win. But I'm not stressing about Carson Wentz or this team. Now, the team definitely needs to get some changes, but I'm not stressing about, you know, oh, we need a whole fucking new sweep, clean sweep. No. No, we don't. We just need a couple things. Is that too hard to ask? All right. Our next one was I saw on Instagram and I saw a little bit on Twitter that the Ravens still have not gotten fined. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, you know, they did not have fine. You know, I saw a thing saying Juju Smith-Schuster got fined $10,000 for having the socks 3 inches above his knees. But the whole Ravens organization have not gotten fined at all for postponements and coronavirus outbreaks. The way I feel about that is I agree. I think it's bullshit. Now, yes, the fines may have not rolled out yet. They may have not decided on how much they want to fine them. But this has happened early in the season, and then this has happened now with the Tennessee Titans. They fucking fine the shit out of those guys. All right, they fined them like almost $1 million, some bullshit, $500,000, something like that. They took away a 7th round pick. They took away for the Texans for not the Texans. They took away another team for not following the protocol. Like, it seems like NFL is pretty quick with the fines, but with the Ravens, it's just not going good. Now, I'm not the type of guy to say, oh, the Ravens are favored. But, I mean, when you look at it, the Pittsburgh Steelers game still has to play as scheduled, but the Ravens got moved back a day. Now, you're asking yourself, why? Well, Lamar Jackson will be eligible to come back when they moved it back a day. Yes, they're pushing it for the numbers. Yes, they're doing that. Now, it's obvious to see because the NFL is a business. You know, as much as we love the sport, it's a fucking business, guys. So it's going to be like that. I think they should get fined. If they don't get fined, then I see this as a different problem. But right now, I just say hold on. You know, don't jump the gun just yet. Let a week go by, let a couple weeks go by. If they still haven't fined them yet, now we start complaining. Especially, you know, since the quarterback thing with the Broncos, but that was because they were high risk, and it ended up coming out that there was videos surfacing when they asked, you know, they try to do a trace, you know, because when someone tests positive for COVID, they do a trace back on, you know, who they've been in contact with. They can still play if they test negative, but if they test positive, they're out. So they're going to get tested more. Well, the Broncos quarterbacks were like, the Broncos organization was like, oh no, there's nothing. Oh, he wasn't near anyone. And video came out the day before the game that he was the guy the quarterback who tested positive was in the room with all the other quarterbacks without their mask on. So that's why they were like, high risk, take them out. So if you think that's unfair, that's just your opinion. But like I said, the Ravens still have not gotten fined. Problem, I think so. Now this one is a little crazy one. But there's rumors I saw going around that Cowboys can make a move for Trevor Lawrence. Why? Why would you do that? Now, no, I do not want Trevor Lawrence in the NFC East at all. I'd rather have him to the Jets. I'd rather him not go to the Jets. But who wouldn't want to make money? But anyways, like I said, they said Jerry Jones is a fucking despicable human being all the way around. Doesn't pay Dak. Let him get injured. All that bullshit. Same thing we saw with Earl Thomas and the Seahawks a little bit. But like I said, they said Dak's our quarterback. Dak is our quarterback. Well, hopefully they bring Dak back. If this rumor is true and they try to move some bullshit like that, I will lose all respect for the Cowboys, even though I have absolutely no respect for them. But it will be a very interesting move. Like, it would be like an out of the blue, like, blindside move if this ever happens, which I don't think it's happened. This is obviously a rumor, but you know, if this shit pops off like that, that would be insane. I would feel bad for Dak because he would either get traded or cut. I don't know how the fuck they would work that out. But like I said, definitely a rumor, but it's still fun to talk about. Our last conversation is just the fact that this year's been kind of crazy when you think about it. Pandemic's going on, all that stuff. I know a lot of people like to say that. And it's just like, you know, when you're sitting there at home, it doesn't really affect you, depending on who you are and, you know, what your situation is and where you live. It just doesn't feel like, you know, down here in Florida, it doesn't feel like COVID's a thing, if I'm being honest. Yes, we got to wear masks and shit, but it doesn't feel like as much as it does, you know, around the NFL. And especially for me personally, not a lot of people have been affected that's close to me yet. So, knock on wood, like I said, one more time for good luck. But it's just been a crazy year how the players have been handling this. You know, NFL's been just pushing through, moving back games. It's kind of interesting. Now, even with college football too, you gotta think, you know, so many games being canceled. They're just trying to push through, and I appreciate it. But, you know, at what does it cost? You know, does the quality of football go down? Maybe. Yes, for example, like the Pittsburgh game got moved to Wednesday, Lamar Jackson wasn't starting. The quality of football wasn't there. That was supposed to be the most watched game of the year, by the way. Thanksgiving night, Pittsburgh versus the Ravens, went to a Wednesday afternoon, got cucked. But like I said, quality football goes down, but I still enjoy it. It seems like it seems like, we need this. Now, when I say we need this, I'm saying, like, I feel like nowadays everybody's so focused on the negative and shit. Like, we need Christmas. Christmas is a good day, depending on if you celebrate Christmas or not. It's still the joy, joy of Christmas. It's something, it's so random. It's so weird how, like, one holiday can bring so much, happiness into, like, the world. You want to think of it because everybody celebrates it. Now, you can call me an idiot for saying that, but I think football does the same thing here because, it's nothing like sitting down watching football, forgetting about, the world around you. And it's kind of enjoyable, so I appreciate the NFL doing that. It's just been a crazy year, guys. Like I said, this was just off script. I just wanted to talk some shit. But I appreciate y'all watching the show. I appreciate y'all following me. I love y'all to death. Shout out to my 50th subscriber. I love you. But like I said, appreciate y'all. We'll come back on Tuesday with recaps. Hopefully my fantasy sleepers will come through. You know it will. You know everything will work out the way it's supposed to go because I'm just that good. But like I said, appreciate y'all. Seeing the love, seeing the comments, seeing the likes, seeing the following going up. Appreciate y'all. Like I said, y'all don't have to walk with me. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it. Appreciate y'all. But I just want y'all to know that I fucking appreciate y'all. But boys, have a good weekend. Joy, Christmas time. Get in the Christmas spirit. Listen to some Christmas tunes. You don't understand how happy that music may make you. Yes, it may be annoying because you hear it every fucking year, but guess what? Only once a year. Only once a year. If you don't listen to it before Thanksgiving, it doesn't get boring. But like I said, love y'all all. Thank y'all for rocking with me. I'm your host, James Gill, and this is Tampa Talk Sports Talk. Signing out for the week. Tampa Talk Sports Talk. Tampa Talk. Sports Talk, it's Christmas time. Love Christmas.